if you haven't guessed it by now, we're up at Fraser Island. We've ventured all the way up to the Cape. Bit of a mission, but we're trying to get away from the crowds. We've come around the corner here, we're just sight casting Taylor. Just drive along, see a school, we'll pull over, throw a plastic into them. We'll try a spinner. We've brought some light spin rods. Got some surf rods there as well. Later on we might go down to the tip and they've been getting a few queenies down there apparently, so we might throw a few plastics into them. Throw a few pillies later on for some Taylor, and yeah, hopefully we can bring you some awesome footage. You can see the Taylor coming real close here. Just got a little Z net on, just going to throw it out. See if we can get one. Easy as that. Oh, don't get much better than this. On light gear. Now, I used to come up here and fish for Taylor on the surf side with pillies. This has opened my eyes. We're just driving along the beach, seeing a school of Taylor, and oh, he's gone. And yeah, just sight casting him. Right, we'll throw it out and see if we can get another one. Oh, they are just everywhere. Look at that. This is unbelievable. Not real big Taylor, but geez, you can't get much more fun than this. Still be a legal fish. Good little pan-sized Taylor. We'll come up here for a feed, so we'll keep a couple. I suggest bleeding them straight away, get a better flavoured fish. We'll bleed him and get him on the ice. Generally up around the Cape here, we use just lighter spin gear, at 20-pound leader, and plastics seem to work the best. In the middle of the day, you know, Taylor can be a bit spooky. But yeah, we just drive along the beach like this, see a school of fish, stop and throw a plastic into them. Find generally you'll see which way they're heading as well, and you try and throw a plastic into the front of them, so as they're swimming along they'll see the plastic hopping past them, and just slow hops. You know, a lot of people will crank their spinners past them, but we've just been slow hopping and just, yeah, we find it works pretty well. Just something to think about anyway, guys.
Overreaction is my only reaction. Overreaction is my only reaction. Overreaction is my only reaction. Overreaction is my only reaction.
Basic setup, half-ounce jig head, 3-inch plastic. This year we found fast retrieve haven't been working as well. Just been slow hopping past the school, cast a little bit past them, a few slow hops past them, and they just can't help themselves. Just been driving along, finding schools of fish. Last night we drove along, found a nice gutter, and we got annihilated, so check out some of this action. Gone. Woo!
Good fish.
Good fish.
Right at our feet, mate.
Yeah, just saying, we can nearly hit my lure just there.
Sorry about the light. Worked. Good work, mate. Up him.
Yeah, you're right.
Can we get some light?
Just you want to walk that way a bit.
Yep. Sorry, I'm going to be in your face, mate.
You're right.
That's it, Justin. Perfect, mate.
I'm glad I don't have that vest on right now.
How good's Fraser Island? Game on, Fraser Island. Stack of bait just got smashed up at our feet, which is always a good sign to get a lure in there. Sherry's flicked a plucky in there. I think we're going toe to toe with a nice queenie, fingers crossed. Pretty exciting. People don't think they'll eat lures of a night time, but we've got a good moon, so they get a good silhouette off the lure, and boom, fish on. You're all over it. You got a plastic on? Just a plastic imitating a bait fish. Is it given up? You lost it?
I think
you got
no.
It? Still going?
Still there.
Oh yeah, it'll fight again when it gets in close to you.
Oh, I don't want to lose it now.
You've done well, keep it coming. What you can do is switch your rod around this way and come back at it this way if you want.
Oh, I can't do that. I'm left-handed.
Oh, who let the lefty fish?
Holy crap.
Trevally off the beach. Oh, it's nice fish.
Oh
Nice
my God.
fish.
I can't lift it. Holy
Solid. Grab it by the tail. Watch their tail because they got spikes in their tail.
Oh, he's going to have another go.
They have sharp tails, just grab his tail.
Holy crap. Sorry.
You didn't get your queenie, but that's a nice crab.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
This is living.
that is.
I love my GTs.
Jerry's favourite fish, Trevally, Fraser Island, bit of magic right there. How's that? Bit of Fraser Island magic. I wasn't sure who was winning for a minute then, Sherry or the fish, but she's done well. That is a dead set. That's a beautiful fish. Solid lump of Trevally out of the surf. Gee, they pull hard normally when you fish for them, but in the surf, when they've got that wave action and that behind them, it's another totally different experience. Bring it on.
I mean, catching fish up here is just an added bonus. Look at the scenery, it's just absolutely beautiful up here. If you can, I'd recommend come up to the Cape. I mean, there's no one up here, we've got the whole beach to ourselves. The Gala rocks can be a little bit tricky, but generally you'll find someone will help you get out of the port. Yeah, just come up here guys, it's just magic.
Overreaction is my only reaction. Overreaction is my only reaction. Overreaction is my only reaction. Overreaction is my only reaction.
When I decided to go with an engine for my boat, another thing I really wanted was comfortable forward controls. As you can see up on the helm there, I've got a really comfortable grip on it. It's easy to drive. And the trim is really quick on this particular engine, so when I'm going out, and it doesn't matter what kind of seas it is, I can trim it up or down really quick to get that nose going how I want in the boat. I think it's a really, really good feature.
Hey folks, when you head away to fish the surf or fish the beach, don't forget to pack a few soft plastics and jig heads for your trip. Soft plastics are very effective in the surf and effective on a wide range of species. In the past, a lot of us threw chrome slugs, metal slugs in the surf. Excellent effective lure, but the trouble with them is you've really got to keep them moving all the time, so your retrieve is generally quick. So it's lots of cast, lots of wind, lots of cast, lots of wind. With the plastics, you can slow it all down. You can cover more of the water column and you can catch a lot more different species on that plastic. So when you do head away, have a think about what plastics you're going to take. A lot of people, I don't know, just take the standard jerk shads for starters. Jerk shads are basically either a pin tail or a fork tail, so fairly straight plastic that doesn't have a lot of action. Good thing about them in the surf, you know, if you get a 3.75, 5-inch, 7-inch, you're pretty well covered. And when you're fishing them in the surf, they represent a bait fish. You can flick them, you can twitch them, you can give them a bit of a fast wind. They don't have a lot of action, so generally you're imparting the action on the lure. They do cast well, and they do hold well in the surf when there's a lot of wave action that if you're flicking them through quickly. So something like that 3.75-inch streaks on a 2.0 would be awesome for dart, tailor, salmon, those sorts of things in the surf. You might step it up to a 5-inch streaks or 5-inch centered jerk shades when you come to your things like tailor, trevally and queenfish, and that might be on a 5.0 in a 1/2 ounce or so. And then from there you might step up to a 7-inch plastic. 7-inch plastic generally on a 7.0, and around an ounce is a good starting point for throwing in surf, especially big surf. So you might go 3/4 ounce, an ounce and a half in your kit, but it's important to have that mix of head weights to cover all of your options. So there's a good option. You're pretty well covered there for most of your species that you'll find in the surf with the jerk shads. What's been a revolution to us though recent years in the surf is a paddle tail plastic, and there's a few reasons for that. The paddle tail puts out a lot of vibration and you can actually fish it a bit slower and hold it in the wave because that paddle tail sort of holds it there. Also excellent if you want to have a fish at night because there's a lot of vibration coming off that tail as well. So our go-to in the surf is generally the Z-Man 3-inch minnows. So that's a 3-inch profile, looks a lot like the little hardy heads and white bait and that sort of thing that you see swimming around in the surf gutters when you see the bait schools and that sort of thing. So that's a 3-inch minnows. I opt generally for natural colours like that opening night or that pearl blue glimmer colour, and they're extremely effective, as you've seen with Ben nailing plenty of tailor on those 3-inch minnows. Because they're 10 times tough, they'll stand up to those tailor, and you know, we might get 20 or so fish off a single soft plastic. The trick with fishing these, in our estuaries for flathead and that sort of thing, we might rig it on a 1/4 ounce head for fishing the sandbars and things. But in the surf where there's a lot of water movement and we probably want to cast a bit further, generally we'll step up to a 1/2 ounce 3/0 is a good size for throwing that 3-inch minnows in the surf. So very effective plastic, and you know, on those paddle tails we've caught queenfish, trevally, tailor, all sorts of things. We actually had a session on Fraser while we were up there fishing with Ben and he was whacking a few. And Sherry and I did a morning walk, my wife and I, and we caught 20 or so tailor from the schools while the guys spinning chrome slugs actually caught 1 fish. And the reason for that is that the tailor were being harassed by queenfish, kingfish, larger predators that made them very spooky. So when you spun a chrome lure over the top of them, they would just spook and run, and you're actually chasing the schools down the beach and they're very flighty. Whereas when you work a plastic through them that looks a lot more natural and you can work it a lot slower, they just couldn't help themselves, so they still hit the lure. So very effective when sometimes the chrome slug and other options aren't as effective. The trick with them as well, on that morning that we walked along, we'd get a couple of fish, 2 or 3 fish, the school had shut down. And then to switch it on again, we just changed the retrieve up. So we actually basically bounced around between 3 retrieves. So we'd fish a slow roll, where we just cast it, lead the school. So if you see the school moving, just lead the school. If you're blind casting, that's fine. Just work your way along the beach, take 10 steps, throw another cast, take 10 steps until you find some fish. And the slow roll is basically just a slow wind. If they stop biting on that or they're not biting on that, switch it up to a hop. So we'll just give it a 1-2, wind it up, 1-2, and that'll get them going again. And if that's not working, we use a burn and kill. So we just give it 3 quick winds and a pause, 3 quick winds and a pause. And often your strike will be brutal and it'll be on the pause. So wind, stop, boom, there we go, fish on, tailor away. So there you go, 3-inch minnows, deadly option. Don't be afraid to throw them at night as well in the surf. 3-inch minnows or 4-inch swimmers. That paddle tail, lots of vibration, sends out lots of noise, and that in the water tells the fish where it is, helps them to find it. So give them a go at night, and especially if you've got a full moon. That full moon will actually light up the water, let them see that plastic, give it a bit of a silhouette. And you know, who knows, you might get stuck into a few tailor, trevally, queenfish, all sorts of fish in the surf there that will eat a soft plastic. So grab a few different head weights, a few different plastics, a couple of jerk sads, a couple of 3-inch minnows or 4-inch swimmers, and go and hit the surf. Fish on.
Today's Loran's tip, Insight Genesis maps. What Insight Genesis is, it is your sonar recordings of your own trips. You go out, record what you're actually sounding over. You can then upload it to the net and you make maps up to 1-foot contours, 3-foot contours or 10-foot contours. So for stuff offshore, you can go back to your 10-foot contours. When you're in the estuaries around the jumping pin where we are today, 1-foot contours, and you can see the detail of the maps that we actually get when you go down to 1-foot contours. So you actually see a lot of differences in the bottom, and you'll see little bits that sort of sit out off your ledges as well. And those points and different sort of bits of structure are things that you want to target. So with your normal Navionics map, you're not going to have as much detail as what you do with your Insight Genesis. So your Insight Genesis is going to be very valuable to keep you on the ledge, around a point, those type of things. That's our Loran's tip for today. Hope that helps you get more fish on the water.